another hot day on a boat in the engine room. Maybe you can make out there's a dry patch. That is the only dry patch on my t-shirt. I think I put in this engine bay for maybe an hour and a half. Yeah, and it's not raining in here. I'm soaked. Mind you, it is insulated. It's like an oven. Remember that when you've got an engineer coming out to you and it's hot, we sweat bad. So hopefully you appreciate what we do. Thank you. So today's little exciting, well, it's the ongoing works on this one. So I've unloaded the generator, welder, trolley of tools. I've got my grinder and other knickknacks and my helmet on, and then you have to watch for the train because it's a level crossing. It's like going back into the 80s, taking your life into your own hands. Oh dear, a little walk all the way along the track. This is absolutely beautiful up here. This is Amwell, in case anyone wonders where I am, Amwell Nature Reserve. I've brought in someone to help me today. I'll do a video and I'll just screenshot it. I'll come back and do a video photograph, that's it. One more run. Don't drop it. Right down here, like that. There you go. That's it. Steel boss has been cut out, so that one to fit in there. Can't do it one hand. That gives you an idea. That's not going to be left like that. It's going to come out. But I need to clean this all up. Weld down here. I need to chamfer these edges so I can get penetration from this into the pole all around the edges, and I want to extend the piece from there up this way to allow support for the internal thrust plate. So I've just put this into the hull, but not knowing where the water line is on this boat, I was sort of debating taking this patch off and reusing it, but that would be very low. and I wouldn't want to be the cause of the engine taking on board water. So I put the hole above the strake here, the rubbing strake. But when you look in there, I don't know if you can actually see, try and get the camera. This phone is not the greatest for focusing, I must admit. Just in here, the dark line you can see above my finger here. Very, very faintly, I appreciate that. Basically, the deck is just above this line. So I can't just put a socket on here, which is what that is there. That's a 1.5 inch BSP socket. Normally I just stick it through, weld it on, then work from inside to make the exhaust. So I've come up with a cunning plan. I'm going to found one of these fittings, tighten this up tighter than it will ever be. I'll poke it through, direct that down, and I'm going to weld that into the place. It won't be sticking out quite as far as that. I'll work it so it's flush. But that will give me my pipe going down into the engine bay and allow me to get the exhaust at a place I can work with, because trying to work on the inside of this and put tools and fittings, I think I would end up hitting or fouling on the decking. So if I come up here and show, should be able to just make out the deck inside. It just gets in the way. So just to recap, so below the strake would be potentially too low. That's a nice higher point. If we really wanted to, we could put a swan neck in or a U point, but this elbow is going to go down. I could come along actually. It would present similar issues if I do that. Always a working idea. One way of doing things. Engine alignment. Difficult thing to do if you don't know what you're doing, and a lot easier if you've got a 4-point coupling, for example. This thing, which is common on most boats nowadays, so you've got 4 bolts per flange. However, this being Henry Meadows, we've got 2 bolts each side, so you've got to be quite careful that you get the flange at 12 and 6, 3 and 9, and what you're looking for is clearances between this gap and this gap, and you want to do it 365 degrees all the way around, checking that you've got no gaps in there at all, using a set of feeler gauges like thus. Yeah, because if you have too much room in there, you're going to put excess strain on the output bearing on the gearbox and on the shaft as well, and that creates premature wear. So mounting is really, really important to get right, and absolutely must be perfect. I'm not too sure who put the roll pin in here, but we won't mention that. I'm not a big fan of those in this application, but anyway. But there, that's pretty much there. It's got a bit more checking to do, and I'll commit to it and lock it down. And the engine's now mounted, so the coupling is checked and bolted down. Nylock nuts on the end of the bolts, ensuring that if there's any play, that the nylon binds to the thread, and hence it doesn't just rattle off. If you just use a normal nut, it could fall off, and then of course the coupling could come away, which would be quite dangerous. Everything's tightened up. It's one of those sunny days where I can't seem to get a good image. There you go. Sometimes you find interesting, exciting things. What I'm holding here is a metal ring, which is the remnants of a lip seal. It came out of here, which is the boss, or so it seems. Now, we're not certain of it, but I actually think this is a bearing race that somebody's welded onto the hull, which is just bizarre, and then they put this on there, which is weird. So we're going to have to cut this out and put a new boss in, because, you know, what can I say? The things we find on boats. It's a special kind of hang thing that hangs in the water, right? Because this engine runs on water. Isn't that the other side of it? There's the fuel tank! Dun dun dun!